In a dimly lit room, where shadows dance upon the walls, a tale unfolds. A tale that speaks of despair and darkness. Gather around, for this is the story of the Chair of Death. Legend whispers of an ancient chair, carved from the blackest wood and adorned with symbols long forgotten. It was said to have belonged to a sorcerer, a man whose thirst for power led him down a twisted path. As he sat in this very chair, he summoned forces beyond comprehension, binding his soul to its frame. And so the chair became a vessel, harboring malevolence that would seep into the hearts of those who dared to sit upon it. The first recorded victim was a young man named Thomas. Drawn by curiosity, he stumbled upon the chair in a decrepit estate rumored to be haunted. Ignoring the warnings etched in hushed tones among villagers, Thomas approached the ominous relic. As he sank into its depths, a chill enveloped him, a whisper of dread curling around his spine. The air grew thick with foreboding as shadows elongated and twisted at the corners of his vision. Thomas felt an inexplicable urge to remain seated, as if invisible chains bound him to the chair's embrace. Time slipped away, and in that suffocating silence, visions assailed him, horrors from another realm. Faces twisted in agony, screams echoing through the abyss, beckoning him deeper into madness. With each moment spent in that cursed seat, he lost fragments of himself, his laughter replaced by hollow echoes. Days turned into weeks before anyone noticed Thomas's absence. When they finally ventured into the estate, what they found sent shivers coursing through their veins. There he sat, lifeless yet alive, his eyes wide with terror and despair, forever staring into the void. The villagers dared not approach. They could feel the weight of death hanging in the air like a noose, tightening around their throats. Word spread like wildfire about the Chair of Death, igniting fear in the hearts of many. But there are always those who seek to challenge fate. A group of skeptics decided they would prove the legends false. Armed with bravado and bravado alone, they made their way to the estate under cover of night, laughter cutting through the stillness like a knife. One by one, they took turns sitting in the accursed chair. Each felt an initial thrill, until their expressions morphed from amusement to horror. Sarah was the last to sit. Her friends watched as she sank into its sinister embrace. At first, she laughed at their fearful whispers, but soon fell silent as an icy grip tightened around her heart. "What do you see?" one friend asked nervously. But Sarah didn't answer. She simply stared ahead, her face pale as moonlight. Moments passed, like hours, before she whispered a single word, a name: Thomas. That name echoed through the room, resonating with dark power and awakening something ancient within the Chair of Death. Suddenly, Sarah convulsed violently, her body racked with unseen forces pulling her deeper into a nightmarish realm. The chair creaked ominously, as if it had awakened from slumber, a predator ready to feast. Her friends screamed in terror as shadows surged forth from every corner of the room, wrapping around them like tendrils of smoke. They tried to pull her away, but it was futile. The pull of that wicked seat was stronger than their feeble attempts at rescue. In moments that felt like eternity, Sarah's laughter twisted into something grotesque and alien, a sound that chilled them to their very souls. And then, silence fell like a shroud upon the estate once more. When dawn broke over that haunted land, only remnants remained. Whispers carried on the wind, and an empty chair resting silently in the gloom. Those who survived spoke tales of shadows creeping along walls and voices echoing in empty halls. a reminder that some seats should never be occupied. And so the chair of death stands guard over its domain, a dark sentinel steeped in sorrow and despair, waiting patiently for its next unfortunate visitor, inviting them into its depths, where hope is but a distant memory, and death is merely a heartbeat away.